Has anyone seen it? The one with the pots and the knives.
The one with the knives! Of course that one is missing! Hey internet, it's Jessica and welcome back to The Letter. So, we're gonna continue on with Marianne's little, encounter with a ghost of her past mixed in with the ghost of this mansion. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening right now. But she was in the mansion for way too long and it kind of got to her, and now she ran into Hannah, and now they're gonna leave the mansion and hopefully no more spooks happen because, that was kind of really scary. Anyway, it's already dark as we make our way out of the mansion. With no lights, we are only illuminated by the headlamps of the Wrights' car and the stars above us. The sight of them helps me compose myself much more than several minutes of being alone did. The car's engine is running, yet the two still stand outside on the lawn. Mrs. Wright is busy, eyes up at the stars, and Mr. Wright, arms crossed, has his eyes down on the ground. It's the crunch of grass underneath my heels that brings their attention to me.
About time, what took you so long?
Oh, shut up, Luke.
A minute longer and I'd think the house swallowed you all up.
Kinda did?
Oh, hush, dear. I'm sure she has her reasons. Marianne doesn't seem the sort to idle.
Sorry, I was just checking on something important.
See, business is business and they take time, love.
I'm glad that at least Hannah's kind of covering for us and be like, oh no, she's fine, she's at the chick stuff, you know.
You should know that better than anyone. So, Marianne, what do you think? Are you the woman for the job? I know we already signed papers hiring you, but I want to be 100% sure that you are committed.
I glanced back towards the mansion, knowing what I had seen there, or rather, who I thought I saw there, because there's just no way. Not to mention how I acted towards Mrs. Wright, for goodness sake. I should feel the slightest bit hesitant. I was lucky. I've seen enough films to know what happens when the promiscuous woman enters a haunted house. This is my chance to turn it down, make excuses, say that I'm not up to the task, that I need to take care of my old sick father. Just pay the fine, which is probably outrageous for a contract like this, and let it go. I should turn it down. But for some obscene reason, I can't. In the same manner, I haven't let go of her, of the regret that has shadowed me since that day. Much as I hate to admit it, even to myself again, seeing her again, the mischievous glint in her eyes, the loose tendrils of her hair curled around her forehead. It's something I've terribly missed, and now that it's here, almost within arm's reach, my father would tell me, something you just simply have to go through with it, consequences be damned. And, well, I really don't have any logical reason to say no. At least not something a client like the Wrights would want to hear from a professional designer.
It's certainly an interesting project. You can be sure I'm seeing it through the end.
Such dedication! Oh, I do love the determination.
You were always determined like that, weren't you?
Hearing her voice again sends a chill running down my back. Can't wait for this day to be over. From the mansion and through Ainslam, I rode with them in silence, but as soon as we hit a city proper, I asked to be dropped off and bid them goodnight. I thought it'd be best if I didn't stay too long in confined spaces with either Mr. or Mrs. Wright. Both seemed to cause me serious trouble, and if the project has anything less interesting or grand, I would have dropped it without a second thought. Would have, shouldn't have had, won't. I assure them that my place isn't that far off, and I have to fight the urge to roll my eyes and groan when whiskey throws me a little smirk. Okay, I'm scared what is in there, because, like, this is the middle of the night, she's going home, it's probably, like, Zaksha, the gross girl is probably here, but it's the image of Lorraine, so that makes it even worse. But even in my own home, peace is elusive. As I sleep, I lie awake, thinking of what I saw in that mansion, of who I saw. If I so much longer hear a single whisper from her, if I so much as see a wisp of her hair, I'm afraid I'll go mad, but none of that happens, and it makes me feel hollow. Oh god. For 2 nights I've had trouble sleeping, but it's only one morning when fatigue has finally let me rest, and that I'm reminded of what terrified me so. Okay, Wednesday. In my restless dreams, I see that mirror, that one in the study, and in it I see her. I see them. Them? Oh! Lorraine and Hannah. Okay, this is getting weird. Why are they both naked too? That's also another thing. This is a lesbian's dream. Naked women. Hannah and Lorraine.
Oh, pathetic Marianne. Work, work, work.
Yep, that's what I needed to see.
She'll work herself to death.
See, she doesn't listen. That's all she did. Look at what happened to me.
They talk among themselves with cruel smiles and venomous tongues, or rather to themselves, 2 heads, 1 body. Oh! I thought they were like hugging each other or something, so it's kind of like, yeah, that's weird. A horrible mockery of these women, as if they were one and the same.
More's the pity. Life goes on and goes out, and she doesn't even see it.
Do you think she'll even realize when she's kicked the bucket herself?
When they say a person has a hard time telling when they're in a dream, it's true often enough. Even with this bizarre side, even with the obvious implication that this isn't real, I can't help but feel a distress.
Likely. Is that any way to live at all? She might as well be dead.
Cruel fate that she's alive and I'm... Well...
I'm just so creeped out by this. I don't like this. Though they speak into each other's ear in low tones and hush, I can still hear them as clear as day. Their whispers pervade the air, heavy and oppressive. They bury and dig into my head like a tiny maggots, worming their way into my skull. Ah! And it's the only way they take notice of my presence. Eyes turn towards me and I can only feel small under their scrutiny. Caricature smiles etched on their faces, mimicking each other grotesquely.
Oh, Marianne! How long have you been standing there, dearie?
Ew!
Come join us, Marianne. We won't bite.
No, I don't want
Unless
it.
you ask, that is.
I don't know if she's into that, but I don't want it right now.
Have you been looking at us? Spying? How scandalous. Such a naughty girl.
I'm sure you were just waiting for something lewd to happen, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, because she's into the blondes, and she's just like, yep, sure, why not?
You know she will not admit it. She thinks it wrong. You've said it so yourself.
Yes. She thought me wrong, impure, abnormal, because I loved her.
That's not nice. They're playing on, once again, playing on her fears and her guilt and all that stuff. What's happening now? My breath hisses and I open my mouth to protest, but they stop me, screeching. The mirror that holds them cracks, lines spidering across the surface.
Do not lie. We know the gluttonous thoughts you try to deny, girl. All those desires you bury beneath that sickening guilt.
Oh!
You act the martyr when you turn the bed you lie in into your own hedonistic hell. You are nothing but a tainted soul with filth-stained flesh held together by falsehood and pride.
I'm scared they're gonna, like, jump at us. Okay, that's what I'm worried. They look livid. And when it looks like they would lunge, oh god. I awake, feeling like the wind had been knocked out of me. With a groan, I squint and find the curtain fluff ball sitting on my chest, looking as pleased as Punch. Oh, the cat. Oh, god. She is the overlady of cats, queen of despair and destruction of nice furniture. Though I can't stay mad at her majesty because it feels like she did something good this time. I was having a nightmare, but I can't even remember what it was about. Trying to recall leaves a terrible pit in my stomach. Maybe it's a problem better that I don't remember.
Good morning, Baruthio. Who's the good kitty? Are you hungry? Is that why you woke me up?
Oh, I'm glad you woke her up. A content purr comes from my sweet dear before she jumps off the bed and trots towards the kitchen. On the other hand, it takes me a bit more before I roll out of bed and start my day. Mornings before work is always a quiet affair. Shower first, then a mug of coffee and a bowl of oats. Sometimes I do stretches, and I always check my work email. The Wrights will be moving in the mansion today. I don't think the paperwork is officially done yet, but it isn't too far-fetched to think that they were allowed to start their move despite that. Rich people like them will always find a way to get what they want after all.
I'll be leaving you again today, Beth. So you behave and make sure not to shred up my new covers, okay? And don't worry, I didn't forget tomorrow is Black Cat Day, so I'll throw you a party.
Marianne's cute.
But only if you behave like a proper lady.
She barely gives me a glance as I say that before going back to her own food. Cats. Still better than humans, most of the time. Too bad I have to work with humans. The place is already busy as soon as I get here. The foreman, one that I have recommended to the Wrights for his work ethic, is early as usual. Already he's instructing men here and there with their bigger loads. I have no chance to talk with him, and as Mrs. Wright appears to greet me with a smile.
Mrs. Wright, I hope everything has been to your liking thus far.
Good morning, Marianne.
Yes!
It has been delightful, and these men have been very helpful. Look at all this. It's so busy here. I'm getting tired just looking at them go.
No complications so far with the movers or the previous owners of the mansion, I hope?
If anything, the only one being problematic is Luke, if I'm to be honest.
Yes, of course it's him.
He can be such a diva, but I do like that about him.
She stops, looking up at the upper landing where Mr. Wright comes through with two other movers and the mirror from the study.
Oh, do be careful with that mirror. We wouldn't want anyone getting hurt because of broken glass. Why are you even having it carried around?
Oh? You did say you didn't want the mirror, and I keep getting distracted by it. If I'm going to turn the study into my office, I'd rather not have it there. Where can we put this?
Well, you are not putting it in our room. Why don't you go, I don't know, put it in the wine cellar for now? We can figure out if we'll store it in the attic or somewhere else later, yes?
Yeah, let's put the creepy haunted mirror in the frickin' wine cellar.
You heard her, boys. To the cellar it goes. Mush!
The movers bring down the mirror one step at a time, no matter how much the man tells them to hurry. An unsettling feeling grows in my stomach as I see our reflection in the bloody thing. Oh god, I don't want to see anything in there. Ugh. And I look away, not wishing to risk anything. Me too. I'm just bracing myself because I think something's gonna jump out. If I see Lorraine's image in the mirror now, I wouldn't know what to do. I don't have the luxury of privacy right now, and I'm not going to break down in front of all these people. Jesus Christ. Mrs. Wright only shakes her head and laughs at her husband's antics as they take a mirror out of here. He's back at it again soon enough, pointing the men here and there. I'd say he's the man for the plan, but it sort of interferes with the layout and the design that we've agreed upon before. I'm about to pick it out, but...
It's better you let him realize his mistakes on his own, rather than tell him of them. That way, you do not get blamed for his actions.
I guess Johans would know that because, you know, he's been working for Luke for a really long time.
It is more fun, too, to tell him, how does they say it? I told you so, once he slips up.
Been working with him long enough to know that, huh?
It's not like I plan to make too much of a fuss, unless what he changes is actually crucial.
It happens often enough, when one is made to accompany him nearly all hours of the day.
Up, higher. Come on now.
Still, he could at least be less pushy about things.
Careful now. I know your pictures are framed by cheap plastic, but those are framed by African Blackwood and are one-of-a-kind commissioned
So
paintings.
this is also when Zach comes over to interview Hannah, right?
Each one is easily worth a lifetime of what you lot make.
It is surprising how hands-on he is compared to my usual clientele. Well, the both of them are, actually. It's refreshing to have them participate, despite their initial reluctance.
Luke, do the dishwashers go into the kitchen or the butler's pantry?
Pantry, Buttercup. Careful, that's Emma. No, you there, put that down. You do not manhandle a Napoleon Abueva.
He really needs to tone down the dramatics a notch. Mrs. Wright and the butler look like they're used to it by now. But the rest of us? Well...
Sweetie, why don't we go and sort your suits upstairs? Let your Hans and Marianne and the foreman deal with the rest of the work.
We have this, Mrs. Wright.
Yes, please do go before a blood vessel bursts. Bloodstains are so troublesome to clean.
Okay, so that's when they... Oh yeah, that's right, when they go talk about, like, having a kid's room and whatever, right? There's an obvious sense of relief as Mr. Wright is dragged out of the room, leaving the movers to do their work in peace. Some grumbling even comes from some of the younger workers. It's a good thing the family butler isn't some blindly loyal tool to his boss, or there will be trouble with Mr. Wright.
He is such a bratwurst. Whiny baby who never got enough hugs from his mutter.
Probably lost in translation, and not that I'm condoning talking about someone else behind their back, but I think you meant to call Mr. Wright a horrible brat.
Well, he is that too. There are a lot of things I can call him, but I mean to say that he is a big weenie.
I love all the insults Johan goes with that.
A childish name for a childish person. Like a child, he whines when he doesn't get what he wants, and he breaks the toys that he has.
That gets a laugh from me, as well as a few of the movers who linger near. He and I carry boxes, instructing the movers where they should be, and generally talking over Mr. Wright's work. It goes off without a hitch, and the man is helpful, efficient, and capable with physical labor, despite his clean-cut appearance. A gentleman to boot, taking boxes from me as he sees me struggling with them. Speaking of boxes...
Hey, one of the boxes for the kitchen is missing. Has anyone seen it? The one with the pots and the knives.
The one with the knives! Of course that one is missing!
The bratwurst had it brought upstairs, thinking it was for the attic.
No! Don't make me go to the attic!
Why would he... Oh, never mind.
No!
I'll go get it.
I don't wanna! Oh shit! Okay, here we go. Why even bring a box of pots and knives to the attic? The man is ridiculous. There's probably no point in making sense of what he does if he does them just because he can. At least it turns out that I don't have to make it all the way up to the attic. The mover, probably on Mr. Wright's orders, left the box on the stairs.
At least it's not that heavy.
Oh god, I'm scared. I'm scared. I managed to hoist it up without too much effort. But the time it takes me to do it long enough for me to overhear an odd conversation, I could. Never in my life imagined coming from a couple like the Wrights.
Well, if you're not careful, I might go a bit loosey and you'll start bringing cats home.
Oh.
And soon enough, one day you'll find yourself going home to a farm just filled with felines that follow you everywhere.
Oh, don't bluff. The things would shred up your precious furniture. Besides, you don't even like cats.
True. Dogs are infinitely superior, of course.
But what about the wet dog smell? The mess. It's not cleaning up after a mutt, no matter how cute. If you think about it, a cat would be better.
For once, I have to agree with Whiskey on that one, though I can live with Mrs. Wright being a dog person. But as assuming as this conversation might get, I really shouldn't be caught eavesdropping or slacking off on the job. Almost, I should be looking at ways of possibility soundproofing certain rooms, perhaps bringing it up to them when they don't realize the lack of it. I should really move on. Keep listening. I don't want to be an eavesdropper. Is that just me? Like, I know we have some sort of relationship with the two of them, but I just feel like eavesdropping on them is not, like, really nice. So let's get out of here. No matter how bizarre the conversation might get, I really must go. Not to mention just standing here when I have no more reason to loiter just feels wrong. Besides, the magic word here is privacy, and I respect that. Keep it in mind, and I won't actually have a guilty conscience filled with the brim with the secrets of a rich and famous in my hands. I take the stairs 2 steps at a time. If I wasn't in a danger by getting stabbed by my baggage, and nobody would else be in the foyer. But as Johann takes the box from me, I only give him a small smile. There's no reason to gossip about the peculiar conversation of his employers. He probably heard much odder things from them, and he doesn't seem to be a cat nor a dog person either. As soon as I follow him into the kitchen, he raises a hand to stop me.
Nein. I know you are very skilled in architect, and I have seen your work. But this shall be my kitchen, and I shall fix it according to my wishes. Yeah?
Okay, sure.
Kind of weird. Anyone would think that pots and knives are supposed to go anywhere but the kitchen, huh?
I assume he's gotten them confused. It wouldn't be the first time.
Confused? How does that even work? I understand covers, carpets, or even curtains getting mixed up. Hey, I'd even understand pots being mixed up with silver decor. But knives?
Oh, he has a collection of ornamental ones from his father. It takes them everywhere he goes, wherever he moves.
Okay.
I guess that makes sense. A bit.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Still odd.
He merely shrugs before going back to work. The movers work efficiently even when they're left alone, and they do quick work of their responsibilities. The head foreman comes, standing in the doorway to consult me on this and that, and I have to go help out every now and then, but they pretty much have everything up to standards. They skip lunch entirely, not even realizing when they do so. Nevertheless, all is well as the butler gets to heating up the leftover bubble and squeak from breakfast, and makes a generous batch of fish and chips for them. Most likely in simple comparison of what he serves to the Wrights, but well done nonetheless.
That smells good. Want to wrap up some for me to go?
It's an idle observation more than anything. My thoughts, as they are, preoccupy me.
If there are any left, one can't go wrong with fish and chips. Everyone loves them. Even my husband. And he's American.
I really do hate getting so close and personal with my clients. It's a distraction. It's obvious to me that I've gotten my priorities all wrong when I can't help but think about what I heard, what I learned about the Wright couple. These things have a way of creeping up on me in person. Thoughts, ideas, whether they are facts or fiction. They creep up and fester, crawl and writhe in a way and twist. I hear giggles, delighted and mocking. They creep up, and what? Oh god. A sensation of fingers ghostling briefly on my arm causes me to freeze and hiss.
Don't!
Huh? I half expect her to be there.
Whoa, no need to scream bloody murder.
Okay. It's just Luke.
It's just me. Quiet down before you break glass.
But it's just whiskey.
Don't do that again. Ever.
I don't like being scared, though I don't believe in the likes of spooks. Being startled is not on the top of my list of things Marianne likes. Lucky for him, I have nothing within reach, or he would have gotten a friendly terms with something like a rolling pin.
What was with that reaction? Were you really scared? Has Johann's been telling you ghost stories? He just loves to scare people. Isn't that right, Brother Gurium?
The butler's expression is unreadable. I hardly see any emotion on his face to begin with, since I started working with the Wrights, aside from the vague amusement. There must be something there, though, judging from Mr. Wright's own content look. The expression on Mr. Wright's face is almost cruel, but neither of them spoke, even as Johann leaves the room to serve the workers in their late lunch.
So, now that we're alone, Marianne, what are you so jumpy for?
Seeing you!
I was just thinking about all the urban legends the movers have been telling me about this place.
Don't tell me you believe in that tosh. They're nothing but tales made up to scare children. Timmy, Billy, don't you dare go up to that big mansion and get in trouble there. The ghosts are going to get you.
That's a boring way to look at it, but that's usually what it is anyway, no? Like I said, I was just thinking.
It would be a relief, actually, if those rumors of this place being haunted are true. That just means I'm not going bonkers. Hearing, let alone seeing a dead person isn't exactly the symptoms of a healthy mind. Sure, it means there would be such things as ghouls and goblins, but at least I'd be sane. On the other hand, there would actually be a dead girl walking around.
If you could excuse
That's
the
comforting?
inane question, Mr. Wright. You haven't noticed anything weird here?
A simple enough question on the surface, yet I notice the man stiffens as the question leaves my mouth. I wouldn't have noticed it if I wasn't watching his reaction intently, but in his eyes I see something dangerous.
It depends on your definition of the word weird. Are we still on the topic of this place being haunted? Because no, things have not started to fly around and we have yet to require an exorcism. I don't think my head would like to do the whole 180-degree turn thing.
Well, maybe that, but no strange people?
Aside from my usually weird butler and all the weird men traipsing around touching my things? No, not really.
Why do I feel like he knows something?
Why do you ask? Have you noticed anyone strange while you were here? Because you must report it to Johann's and he'll have security handle it. But these reports better not be about ghosts and things that go bump in the night. I don't want to waste manpower on the boogeyman or senseless witch hunts.
I'll keep that in mind, Mr. Wright. But no, it's nothing like that. I guess the mansion is just strange for me. It's a unique project.
No strange men or women lurking about then?
A dead teenager would technically qualify as strange, but yeah, the whole I see dead people thing isn't going too well over well.
Not that I know of. But I'll inform Johann's immediately if something comes up.
I'm serious, Mint. You see anything, anyone suspicious, and you report it. Immediately.
Why did you change his tone all of a sudden?
I think that goes without saying.
The concern he has to talk of security is quickly gone. His arrogant, smug smirk returns, if it's a bit subdued. Whatever smarmy remark or innuendo he has at the ready never comes though, as voices from the dining hall ring out.
So, is this a full-time job for you then?
Nah.
Oh, it's Zach!
Mostly for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job. It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do. At least not all the time.
That would be the magazine photographer, I presume. As always, Mrs. Wright talks in such a kind and cheery fashion, no matter who she's talking with. It certainly puts people at ease around her. It sounds like it's working on the photographer, too. Hearing them, though, seems to put Mr. Wright in a sour mood. At least, if his small scowl is anything to go by. Is he jealous? Try to lighten the mood, ask if he's alright. I don't think I should say, hey, you okay? Because I think Luke is the kind of person who doesn't exactly show his, true emotions. Especially when he's, upset or hurt. He just becomes, an asshole just to cover it up, right? So maybe I should, try to lighten the mood. Will that help?
You're not gonna go out there and join Mrs. Wright? You're starting to look strained. If you want your picture taken so badly, I'm sure the photographer would oblige.
What is it that you want to do then?
Film. Documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right? I was working on the thing, actually.
We need to get you away from the butler. You're starting to sound like him. No, I'm not joining Hana for an interior design magazine photo. What am I? A piece of furniture?
You know, every time I try to do the right thing in this game, like, the characters just, like, get mad at me. Like, I don't know. Like, if I ask him, are you alright? Do I really think Luke is gonna be like, yeah, I'm fine? Because I feel like he's not gonna be like that. He's not gonna open up to Marianne like that.
Look, did a lot of you have anything else crucial to do today? Marianne?
There are still some little things to do. It isn't the end of the day yet.
Yes, but you're paid hourly, aren't you? Per day? Really, I don't care. You and the others can just take off for the day.
Why is he dismissing us early all of a sudden? Is this about the possible security threat? Did my question get him all wary and paranoid that he would just send the workers and I away? I realize that the threats are actually concerned these rich and powerful people. Imagine, whether anyone wants to or not, they get a few enemies here and there. But I'm sure the foreman and his workers can be trusted and are not no threat. Well, at least I trust the people I'm working with. I understand if he doesn't know them from a can of paint. Still, it won't be safer if there are people around who watch their back.
You're the boss. My being paid by the day aside, I won't be held responsible for any significant delay caused by your decisions. I'll try to get around that, of course, but I'll just remind you of the fact.
Whatever. Take forever with the house. I don't give a bloody damn. Don't you worry, you're still getting your money. Just sod off. Go crawl around a pub and find yourself a good lay.
Wow, paranoid or aggravated as he might be, the conversation certainly didn't take to warrant of that sort of remark.
Maybe I will.
Yikes. That's kind of awkward. Let me look at the relationship with that. Yeah, I went down with Luke again. So if I asked him, are you alright with that? I don't know if that would be any better. I feel like it wouldn't. I don't know. Walking out of the kitchen, I just accept the fact that whatever he says will go a while under his roof. Mrs. Wright and the photographer are still far too busy in conversation to notice me, even as I make my way through the dining hall. Besides, I didn't want to ruin their fun.
Well, it wasn't really a big thing. People didn't like Blue Fonzie very much.
People don't like a film about colors. I suppose they would have liked Blue Bibby a lot more.
Going to the foyer has me stumble upon the family butler once more, who raises a brow in my presence.
And where are you off to in a hurry, Miss McCulloch? The foreman is looking for you.
The Bratwurst wants us off the clock. He's dismissing us early because of... Oh, I don't know. He just wants us out of here.
I'll go and call a cab for you then. It would be for the best that you leave when he asks you to.
I don't doubt it. My ride back to the city doesn't take too long to get here. Granted, there will be some difficulties at first because the driver didn't know where the Ermengarde Mansion is. He tried to have us hand over the GPS coordinates from our smartphones or some other technobabble I didn't care about, and the butler didn't understand. As soon as we told him it's a haunted mansion over Ainsland Village, he knew just the place. And finally headed over, I bet with some hesitation. All the way back to the city, the driver keeps complaining about the place giving him the willies. It gives me the willies too. I would have loved to snap at him. The thought occurred to me, another blossoms at the forefront of my mind. One that has somehow bothered me greatly, more than my exasperated over whiskey and his project, or wanting all of it to stop. There's been no Lorraine whispering over my ears today. Worse, I find myself searching for it, searching for her. I don't know what that means. Loose ends, fucking bloody loose ends everywhere. Though I've already moved past this years ago, and it does nothing to help me curb my frustrations. If anything, it only ensures that I want a stiff drink. And where else do I go for a drink? Oh god, she's back here again. Tuesdays are for karaoke, and Wednesdays, improv. Usually it's 4 guys who did hilarious games. The one with Irish drinking songs and are always a crowd favorite. Though I love a good laugh, stand-up comedy isn't my thing, and without Cam or Haruna or any other distractions, I end up drinking a lot more this time. And when there are several bottles of beer in me, I get really, really embarrassing.
Hey! G! Psst! G!
Oh,
Come
no.
over here.
Ugh.
I need you for something.
It's a good thing that the bartender was a nice fellow. I'd probably have been kicked out for other places by now, or worse. If push comes to shove, all he would do is give me an easy smile and shake his head, even when he is attending to other customers. Just like now.
Give me a moment, will ya? I gotta go check on her.
As he's some Asian guy. Oh, Ash! And I'm pretty sure I've seen him here before a couple of times, even though he never talks to anyone except for G. The girls used to be all over him too, but he always turned them away.
I'll be here. You go do that before she falls
Asian
over.
Joe, what a nice name, Marianne.
All right. What is it? Do you need someone to help you get home?
Why does he look like Inspector Lee? Is that just me? Why does he look like him? I don't know.
Bartender, pour the wine.
I think that's enough alcohol for you, little missy. I'm cutting you off.
A whine comes to the back of my throat as he pulls my bottle away. I have no hope of getting them back once they're behind the counter. Even in my drunken mind, I don't dare hop over for them. Because what little sense I have left knows I'd sooner take the floor dive than succeed wresting a bottle from a sober man. But that doesn't stop me from trying to reach out with my arms like a stupid idiot anyway. He smiles and shakes his head, just like I know he would, before going back to the other guy.
Right now, where were we? How you holding up, boy?
With no drink and no one to really chat with, I would have gone home or gone to sleep on the bar right then and there. But I'm not ready to stand up and try to trek back home just yet.
Same old, same old. I'm still on the Luxborn firm case.
Those blokes they talk about being in dark suits, whisking people into the night or some shit and all that. Didn't the media call it some ridiculous name in the morning news?
What is it this time? Wait, don't answer that. They've called it a lot of things. As long as people don't start running around claiming they're the Illuminati. So, what have you got for me this time, G? Anything good?
Slow down there. You haven't even told me what sort of deal and dosh we got. Who are you looking into this time?
Their talk would have interested me, would have kept my attention if I gave a damn. But in this current state, I can barely give two fucks about the things going on around me. All these words are just buzzing, barely surfacing from the sea of sound, and that is the pub. And it would have stayed that way, perhaps even drowned, if it didn't hear his name.
Luke Wright. You know the guy.
Oh yeah, that's right, he's investigating him. But I just want to know why Ash is looking into him.
And don't pretend like you don't, G. It takes a special kind of ignorant not to know who he is.
That smug blonde who likes throwing round his money. He was just here a few days ago, as a matter of fact. Great tipper, if you think him just dumping a wad of cash on the counter after having too much whiskey counts as tipping. Why are you asking? He dirty?
You have no idea, G. He's probably the worst sort you can imagine.
Luke fucking Wright. Fucking whiskey? Even without him around, I'm still hearing about the guy. What an absolute fuck. Despite this, I find myself getting up and sauntering over to join them before I pipe up.
Is this smack talk about Luke fucking Wright I'm hearing, eh?
Oh god, Marianne.
Private conversation here, lady.
There's only amusement on G's face. The Asian guy, he starts to look ticked off as hell.
Don't worry, Holmes. She's clean. And she might be able to help you with your, predicament.
Course. A drunk's just stumbled through here with what I need. Get real, G. No offense, lady, but you're smashed.
I know, right? Nothing beats being drunk after a hard day's work. Especially when you're working for Mr. Luke Wright.
Oh, God.
So, she works for the guy? Doesn't that make her, I don't know, suspect?
See, have a little faith in me, why don't ya? I don't have much, and you might as well have something to go off. You're the one who was so desperate to come running to me for business.
Yoo-hoo! Still right here, fellas. 5'11".
Dang, she's tall.
Miss me. I'm like Shorty over here. What's with that mad look? You want to dance, boy? You don't look like you can bust a groove. Maybe a leg, but with that fancy coat of yours.
To add insult to injury, I moved directly behind him and used the top of his head as an armrest. But when he shakes me off, I plopped into the seat right next to him.
Don't try me. You can hardly stay on your feet. We don't want to ruin your fancy coat, do we?
Ah, children, the both of you. But you're still standing after all that, are you? Matt, you see this giantess? She's a legendary regular here. Been drinking like there's no tomorrow. I'm a bit jealous. Can't do that anymore or my liver will give out on me. Good with the mic, too. Don't see you much recently, but I guess you're always busy, are you? You're some fancy designer or something, if I remember correctly.
Wait, I know you. You were at the open house for the mansion.
Yeah, that's right. Marianne I'm a famous interior designer extraordinaire. Ooh, that right?
Oh my god.
Anyway, you guys were talking about that weenie Luke Wright, right?
Or something. Can't really talk about it. I don't even know if I can trust you. Even if G said you're clean. But anything would be of help.
Well, I don't gossip about my clients, if that's all there is to this.
You wanted to gossip about him a few minutes ago, Marianne.
And that was the beer talking, not Marianne.
You won't mind if we ask the beer a few questions then?
Maybe. Depends on who's asking and what they're asking. But seriously, that guy is abso-fucking-lutely frustrating. One moment, he's an absolute dickhead. And then he's acting like an actual decent human being the next. I just can't figure him out. I can't imagine how that pretty wife of his can put up with him. If I were her, I'd dump his flat arse straight up.
Jesus Christ. And I'm not just saying that because I think Hannah is pretty or anything. Luke is a catch too. They both are. But I really cannot, for the love of all things holy, see how they even work out together.
So, Luke Wright, have you noticed anything strange about him while you were working with him? Anything peculiar? Of note?
Well, I mean, no, except for like that look he was giving her in the kitchen, right?
You're the one being peachy right about now, Holmes. But nah, nothing that comes to mind off the top of my head. He's just like most rich, smarmy arseholes and then some.
A giggle bubbles up and I press my cheeks against the cold countertop with my eyes shut tight, just because. Eventually cracking one eye open, just in case they thought I fell asleep. I grin at Holmes.
So, Holmes, I'm guessing you're some private detective or something. Is it Hannah? Did she pay you to look if he's been cheating or some such?
Hannah's the wife, right? What about her? How is she?
How is she or how is she? Well and good. Definitely the nicer of the two and sexy as sin to boot.
Marianne, your gay is showing.
Not a private detective then. Are you from one of them tabloids wanting to know if the Luke Wright doesn't know how to put his pants on right? Pants. I'd take the pants off of...
Here we go. Slipping. I haven't been this drunk in such a long time. It's a miracle I've been coherent for long as I've been right now.
I'm asking you if you've noticed any odd behavior from her.
Odd behavior? You what? I wonder how she'd be drunk. I can just imagine her like the giggly sort. What do you think?
These are serious questions, Marianne. Lives might just be at stake here.
What do you expect? She's smashed.
Why am I even doing this? This is getting me nowhere, G. She's not a reliable source. The chief, let alone the courts, aren't going to take the word of a drunk. This will be dismissed, and I might be in trouble if they try to argue that I coerced a testimony out of her. This is a fucking train wreck.
You're a fucking train wreck now, if you ask me. Maybe it's about time you apply the brakes and stop for a bit.
The wave of despair that comes over the both of them is pliable. If feeling has taste, it'd be bitterer than the beer I'm full of. And it's getting me thinking. Through thinking doesn't get me far, too much with shite in my system.
You know that's not an option. Thanks for being patient, McCullough. Good luck with your work on that mansion.
Speaking of that mansion, there's something going on in that place. Something. As och day! No wonder Mr. Wright likes it so much. It's as fishy as he is. Rotten bloke. Maybe that Santos girl is really onto something, eh? Suspicious shite, I'm telling you. Explains why she's so reluctant.
What do you mean that Santos girl is onto something?
Before I get another word out, there's a hand on my shoulder and everything starts to spin. I quickly slap his hand away best as I can and sends him the foulest look I can muster.
Take your hands off me, pipsqueak.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not a lady who's shaken or stirred unless you want me up chucking on your pretty hair. But it's just like I said. Are you sure you aren't brain damaged or deaf? Santos girl from VRC showed us this creepy letter. You know, just like those spam stuff you get in your emails. And we thought it was some joke or that the girl was just a bit too green to handle a big sale like that. You should have seen the look on their faces when they saw it. Whiskey, that's Luke fucking Wright, you get me? And the missus didn't look too happy either. I should have taken a picture and posted it everywhere. When rich snobs give you that face, no wonder the Santos girl went all mental on us. Working with them does that, you know? I think I'm about to. I'm not mental yet, am I? Anyway, just like I said, in that man... Hey, you okay? Holmes? You're looking a bit shaky yourself there.
He really is pale. Paler than before, at least. I can see the gears turning in his head on overtime. Suddenly, he shows a card in my hand. What is that? Ashton Frey, Luxburn Police Department. On it, his name, Ashton Frey, and his number. But he has second thoughts as he grabs it from me and slips it into my pocket.
You're cute, pretty boy. But I prefer blondies.
Well, you're not exactly my type either, lady. But listen to me. If something comes up, don't do anything rash. If you think you're in danger or if you see anything suspicious, Call me and the authorities as soon as possible.
So, like, is Ash looking into, like, the hauntings? Or is he looking into something else? That's what I'm confused about.
You understand me? That's 99...
I know what the damn emergency number is.
Right, 999. Good. Anyway, I have to run. See you, G.
The guy's quick on his feet, already up and at him, as soon as the numbers leaves his lips. Watching him as he maneuvers through the crowd of the other pub goers is enough to tire me out. Fast as he can, he's at the door and throws us a smile, and that's all we get before he's gone, just like that.
Hey, what about your drink, boy? I'll go put it on your tab then.
Holmes boy always like that, G?
Pretty much. But what about you? I suppose I'll put your drinks on your tab too. Don't want you to spill your wallets when you look like you're close to spilling yourself.
Yeah, and if it's fine by you, I think I'll go take a bit of a cat nap here. Just for a sec or two.
Go right ahead. I'll wake you when I close up shop.
Okay, so I'm gonna end it right there. That was kind of weird. Why do I feel like G is actually Inspector Lee, and he's there undercover, trying to help Ashton out? I don't know why, I just got the feeling like that's what he's doing, because that mustache looks so fake. Kind of more of, like, suspecting what Luke is doing. I just don't know exactly why Ashton is, like, so fixated on Luke, though. Because so far he hasn't really shown anything, like, weird. He kind of acted weird in the kitchen, but it wasn't, like, that odd, you know? So I'm still wondering what he's investigating. Anyway, you guys let me know in the comments what you think. What do you think Ashton is investigating? And if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button so you know when I upload the next episode of The Letter. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye! What is that? Ah! What happened? Where am I? Hello? A lot of them don't get any credit they deserve, so today I'll be talking about 5 awesome video game sidekicks. Number 5. Dexter. Jak and Daxter series. Dexter, the